Facebook reminded me that it is 2 years since I left formal employment and started as an independent. So I thought that was a great time to share some reflections with people who know me and maybe some of you that don't know me that well. I really have a number of things to be very grateful for. So many years with one company, particularly IBM, gave me a digital agility that I really took for granted at the time, but now on reflection realized that it was a real gift, that the ability to consume and understand and try out new digital technologies is something that not everybody has. So I'm really grateful to IBM for that opportunity. Another thing I'm very grateful for is that I was exposed to so much best practice when it comes to leadership development. All the different ways that we used to engage and interact and be part of the formation of new leaders is something that I'm always and will always be truly grateful for. The third thing that I'm particularly grateful for, having been part of a global leadership development organization, was those occasions when we got together. The big format event type thing that took place in Armonk was a huge part of being part of that big team. Getting together in Germany, being part of a group that traveled to China, just being part of that community is something that I was perhaps took for granted, but I now know I was really grateful for that. Since becoming independent though, I've learned particular lessons. The first lesson is to make decisions. Being part of a big corporate, one often unlearns how to make decisions because of the levels of authority and approvals, and you're not really that empowered. But I've had to learn to make decisions and accept responsibility for my decisions. The second lesson I've had to learn is the power of networking and how incredibly resilient it makes one if you have a good network and continue to build and grow and leverage that network. Third big thing I've had to learn has been resilience. In a corporate world, there tends to be work that just comes at you. In many cases, you've got too much work and you don't know where to turn. When you're operating on your own, you have to go out and find work. And sometimes that finding process results in a big fat no, or a not now, or not the right thing. And resilience to that is something that I really had to learn. It's not that way inside corporates. You don't get that kind of no. So that's been a big lesson and one that I'm continuing to learn, but to be able to bounce back, to keep going despite the no's that come along the way. Lastly, I've got 3 things that I wanted to leave you with as advice. Advice I wish I'd had and I'm giving to you. The first piece of advice, if you're thinking about going independent or leaving a corporate employee life, is to recognize that you are probably in a comfort zone and to start moving out of your comfort zone before you're out of employment. Learn new stuff, learn new skills, learn whatever you can to make yourself more marketable in the big world outside your corporate employment. I think that's been so important, has been this resilience to learning, just consistently, continuously being part of the huge world that's outside your corporate. So that's the first thing I want to leave with you is get out the comfort zone whilst you're still in your corporate employment. The second thing is to be excellent where you are. Create a circle of excellence around yourself, because the standard you set for yourself inside your corporate employment is the standard you'll hold yourself to outside. And if you're not excellent where you find yourself right now, it's highly unlikely you'll be excellent on the outside. And the last piece of advice I want to leave with you, and perhaps it's more of an ask than an advice, is to support small businesses, to support the startup. Whether that means shopping at a market and supporting the person who sells jam, or buying your stationery from the small business. It's only through supporting small businesses that small businesses become bigger businesses and start employing more people. So where you have the opportunity to spend your money, spend it on small businesses, because you never know, one day that could be you.